What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. I'm once again joined by Tyler, and we are back for another video of our E3 coverage 2018. This time, talking about Davy Jones in Kingdom Hearts 3, why we believe he's going to be the villain in the Pirates of the Caribbean world in Kingdom Hearts 3. We saw a new trailer at Sony's conference of Kingdom Hearts 3. Looked absolutely incredible. We got the Pirates of the Caribbean world, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Blew Tyler and I away. We have a lot of thoughts on it overall, but we want to talk about Davy Jones, why we believe he's going to be the villain of that specific world, and there's a lot of clues in the trailer to suggest that's the case. So Tyler, what did you think about the Pirates world being added to Kingdom Hearts 3, and why do we think that Davy Jones is its villain?
So we know that this world for Pirates of the Caribbean in Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be at World's End. We can assume that they're totally going to just skip over Dead Man's Chest. We'll probably find out through character dialogue or whatever, maybe through Jack Sparrow himself, like basically what took place between the last time Sora was there and right now. So that's all. We can assume that, because I just have a feeling that it's going to start. Basically what we saw was Sora, Donald, Goofy on that small raft, and that looked very much like the place that basically Barbossa and the crew were on when it was like night. It was that really pretty scene with the, in my opinion, one of the best scenes in Pirates of the Caribbean, when it is dark and you can't really tell the difference between the sky and the water, because the water reflects the sky, the night sky. That's what it looked like to me, in my opinion. That's what it looked like to me. So they basically probably arrive while Jack Sparrow was already eaten by the Kraken. He's already in Davy Jones' locker. The crew may have already crashed to get Jack Sparrow out, and it's possible that either Sora and the gang get picked up on the way back, or maybe they get there right before they do the whole flip. The whole flip will probably be with Sora, Donald, and Goofy, when they turn everything upside down. That I could actually picture Donald like doing his little like waddle back and forth. So the reason that's important is, obviously, for Jack Sparrow to be in Davy Jones' locker, that means there has to be a Davy Jones. And when we look at Sora's Keyblade, so the aesthetic part, when we look at his Keyblade, the keychain is the key for Davy Jones' chest that holds his heart. So I thought that was interesting. The area around the Keyblade, not the handle, I don't know what it's called, the part that's on the outside, I don't know what that would be called, the sheath, I suppose, looks very reminiscent to Davy Jones' chest, I thought. Luxord in the trailer, as he's talking with Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Jack, Luxord mentions that he's looking for a box, and when he says this, you can kind of see Jack Sparrow's like not too thrilled. But in my opinion, that is a little bit, they might change the story here, because it seems odd to me. And again, so the way that they might go about, like at World's End and Dead Man's Chest or whatever, is they might like completely get rid of Dead Man's Chest and have things happen differently, because usually for Kingdom Hearts you visit the world twice. For those of you who don't know that, so usually you visit the world twice. So I have a feeling, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that the first half of it would be Jack, if he's not in the locker yet, I think he is, but if he's not, the first half would be how he gets there. The second half is he gets out, and then it would be that final fight with the Maelstrom and against Davy Jones, probably for the second time. That's my prediction, because I think it's kind of weird that Jack would be kind of disturbed about Luxord asking about the box, because that would imply, like, you know, well, if he's asking about the box, then that means that Davy Jones has to do with it, and I don't know if I really want to deal with Davy Jones. But you would think if it's at World's End, then he'd already have to have dealt with Davy Jones in some form or fashion because of the events of Dead Man's Chest. So I think we're just going to get a slightly different story here. But at the end of the day, like core, I do believe we're going to get like a very shortened at World's End experience. We'll get, you know, escaping Davy Jones' locker. We'll face Davy Jones. We'll probably deal with all that kind of stuff. I do actually think we will have that big Pirate Lord. We might even get that meeting, I don't know. But I think we will get that Pirate Lord big battle. And ultimately, Davy Jones will be the villain of the Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End world, because obviously Davy Jones is the villain for Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. It's not going to be an original character, because that's not what Kingdom Hearts doesn't do. That they usually stick to, for the most part, they stick to what it is. And like, we had Barbossa in the first game; he was the villain. I think for the second time it was a Heartless. No, the first time it was a Heartless. Second time it was Barbossa. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get something kind of similar this time. But I 100% believe Davy Jones would be in this, because it would end up fitting in. It would fit. It would just fit with Kingdom Hearts, because it is more supernatural, like, Sora and Donald and them. They change, so I could just picture Donald like being freaked out by him, and Sora being like, "What? He's an octopus?" Or just like weird things, and Goofy would be just goofy about it. So it just all totally fits. But man, it's kind of interesting, in my opinion, that we're getting Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm surprised, because I did say in my World Theories video almost 2 years ago that they probably won't do Pirates of the Caribbean, because the problem is now that Sora looks more like, real, not like human, but he looks like the CG version of him, that we've always seen in the intros and outros. Because he looks more real, it would look weird to put him next to human beings, such as Jack Sparrow. So I said that probably won't happen, and therefore we probably won't get Marvel characters, and we probably won't get Star Wars characters. I could be completely wrong now, because they threw in Pirates of the Caribbean. But what I really think is interesting is that they threw in Pirates of the Caribbean, because this is a Disney game, and you would think that Disney would say, "Hey, we want you to have this, or we want you to have that," but they said, "No, we want you to have Pirates of the Caribbean." So if it was a franchise that's over, or a dying franchise or whatever, I just feel like it would have been a one and done thing. The thing that they put it back in Kingdom Hearts for the third and final game for many years, that's very interesting to me. And it's interesting that they went with At World's End and not Dead Men Tell No Tales, with like some new characters, the new villain and all that stuff. Now, it could be because Jack's not as drunk, but I don't know. I don't think it's because of that. I think it's because the fact that it's Davy Jones that they get to use, and I wouldn't be surprised if Nomura, the creator of Kingdom Hearts, really likes Davy Jones, like all of us. But even more than that, knowing how Pirates of the Caribbean 5 ends with that, after credit scene with Davy Jones, I find it all very interesting, and I do now start to think, I am starting to think now, we are going to be getting a Pirates of the Caribbean 6 announcement. Maybe not soon, but relatively soon. And I'm pretty sure now Davy Jones is very much part of Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Because, man, the Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to sell millions and millions and millions of copies. And what better way to reintroduce a new generation and more people to a franchise that you're trying to wrap up called Pirates of the Caribbean than having Pirates of the Caribbean in a major video game franchise that's also wrapping up this major story arc. So it's essentially like, here's a movie that you might not have watched yet. Play the world, enjoy it, and go buy Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End and watch, 1, 2, and 3, and there's also 4 and 5, and then they can say, and there's 6 coming out. It actually fits so great. So yeah, I do. It's interesting. I'm excited. I was super surprised, and I do think that there's actually meaning behind why they chose this time, why they chose Davy Jones as the villain, which obviously they're keeping that a surprise for the game. for fans. Thank God, because I actually don't want to know what he looks like for the game. I'd rather see him. When you're playing, it's like, oh my God, there he is. Like that's what I'm so glad, and they know that. It's actually cool, especially for the Pirates of the Caribbean Community Series viewers that are watching this. I don't know, I'd start getting excited. I would start getting excited about Pirates of the Caribbean 6.
Definitely. So I definitely agree. So let us know in the comments below what you guys think of this announcement. Do you think Davy Jones will be in Kingdom Hearts 3? And what do you think about them bringing back the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise to Kingdom Hearts 3? Let us know. Again, make sure to continue watching our E3 content all throughout the rest of this week. We got more videos coming, and we've also made a ton of videos already. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you on the next video.